Hey, what's up, man? What's happening? Mission Mission board is being cruel today. I'm not getting anything at Edelman. Did you die? Well, that's good then, right? That's awesome. Uh, you guys doing exploring out there? Right? Full pips to shield, you'll be all right. Trying to run out of Edelman, but it's being stingy. They're mad at me. I haven't run out of here in a while. I did a little bit, like an hour last night, but I'm doing other shit. Yeah, if you land anywhere, you disembark, yeah, you can walk all the way around it. Oh, you talking about inside? No, we don't have interiors. If you have VR, I guess some of the guys that have VR, you can do something like that. Yeah, I don't have VR, so yeah. Yeah, I don't think the VR works on like Odyssey stuff very well. It works, but it's yeah. But I think from what I've heard, it's pretty awesome in like regular ship stuff. Yeah, they were giving it away for free like 6 months or not 6 months ago, just like a month ago. Epic Games was giving it away. You had free accounts. Yeah, yeah, it's really hard to get a parking spot in Cubeo with your carrier. Anyone that has like the blue Um, if you look on the system map, that just shows the system, you see like a blue line around the half line. Those are the ones that are landable, but just because it's landable doesn't mean it's safe. You always check the gravity, because if it's super high gravity, um, it could be bad. You hit the ground pretty hard. I usually look for the ones with like 1 or 0.9, something shit like that. Am I doing an SEO? Um, just to make sure it's not high gravity. You can land on. There's a lot of power play stuff, and just for like merit farming, or just because you can engineer your suits just like you can your ships. There's suit engineers. Your suits can be upgraded. Your weapons can be upgraded. And one of the ways we do that is go clear out settlements. So it's kind of like a little FPS type gameplay. Kill everybody and steal all their shit. Yeah, but what you do is on Thursdays, um, Thursdays is server reset, and you check stations and see if you can find a grade 3 um, suit or um, armor. And there's one, they're random wherever they're at, from what I understand. Um, but I think there's only one per server reset, or one per person for a server reset. So, like, every Thursday morning, if you get up and check, you got a chance. Some stations won't have shit, but usually if they have it once, they'll have it again. But you have to be the one to get it. Once somebody's got it, it's gone for the week. And the plasma shotgun is pretty freaking awesome. You go up to grade 5, but the highest you can find randomly is a grade 3. And you want to do that so it saves you engineering mats. You don't have to spend engineering mats to go to grade 2, grade 3, and then so you just get it at 3, and it's a lot less mat grinding and whatnot. What are you looking for? Oh, so you just disembark and then go into the station and go to Pioneer Supplies, and you just check any. I'm at Ademan. That's where I normally go, but any of them. Yeah. Got a crappy low value mission, but I just took it so I at least get something going. So you go up to the Pioneer Supplies guy, you look at the suits, and look at the guns, and see if any of them are grade 3. Grade 2 is okay if you're just trying to get a quick upgrade and then just keep looking for 3s. I wouldn't spend mats to upgrade it to unless you just keep striking out. Um, Cubeo is a pretty busy place, so the odds of getting one are pretty slim, but you never know. I had the Yeah, I've had the best luck, like out of the way places, or like some stations are like when you pop into the system, they're like 20,000 light seconds away. it's a pain in the ass to go to unless you have an SEO drive. I found some grade threes at places like that once in a while. It does make a difference. I haven't even started engineering this stuff yet because I've been focusing on ships, but we'll eventually get there. What ship are you in now? He's what? Oh, nice. That's a great ship. You can. It does just about everything. Doesn't do anything like super really good, but it does just about everything. So it's an awesome ship. Yeah, yeah. No, it's a good deal. Yeah, this Discord's a little quieter than maybe the last one. Oh, no, jeez. Well, I have mine, so whatever. If I spot one and you're on, I'll let you know. Matter of fact, while I'm here at Rankin, I'll take a look, see what's here. What am I doing? And did you pledge to Aisling yet? Okay. So if you run to Rankin over here in Sarahath is where we pick up the mats for the Cubeo runs. There's donation missions. Once you get some cash, don't have to do it now because it's a million a pop. But that it's a slow merit grind. But while you're running money, it's a good thing to do. Once you get some bankroll, I wouldn't do it now. Yeah, yeah, I'd build that up a little bit. That way you can buy other ships and modules, and you're not stressed about money. You'd ever want to spend all your money down below your rebuy cost, or you could lose your ship. So that would be bad. Yeah, we don't want that. Where is my? Oh yeah, yeah. I always have auto dock because I'm lazy, but it's good to know how to do that. And you can get one at the Stronghold carrier if this station doesn't have it for sale. All right, I'm gonna check the station real quick. See if there's any grade threes. Oh. It's all right.
You know what I want? To get away with murder. I want my life to be remembered for more than my husband did. Before she died. Marie was shot with a hunting rifle, but not at close range. It passed straight through the body. She was found there. She was a shotgun. So, whoever killed her moved her. They left their mark.
You get out at the station with your cutter yet, Thor?
Right, so, Marie is standing here.
You see what a big ass fucking ship this thing is. Holy crap.
So, I told
You'll run out of stamina twice while you're running for the door before you clear the ship.
So what am I looking for here, man? This bag, the passport, the bloody long johns.
The rifle. Find it and match it to the one the pigs have, then we're in business.
I swear to God, if you remind me.
Come on. Get your phone out. Time to go on record.
If you're on a planet, yeah,
Please.
they got magnetic boots here.
Juliet. Sorry. What happened?
All right, there's a grade 2 Dominator suit at Rankin. See what they got for weapons. There's a grade 2 pistol with Zenith.
But this isn't your fault.
I should have went after him, you know.
The pistol's 250,000 creds,
Listen to me.
and
But he was dead.
the Dominator suit is 750,000. If you don't have an Artemis suit, I would just go ahead and grab a grade 1, as I don't remember if you get one automatically. You might just have a flight suit. At least that way you'll be able to do exobiology. You know, you get a Maverick suit, just grab one so you have it. I don't know if you have one by default or not. But that way you can do raids with us on settlements.
Bring you back some chips.
Yeah, Maverick suit is for settlement raids because it has an arc cutter on it that you can cut open door panels and hack their controls, and cut open mag locks on lockers so you can steal their shit. It takes a shitload of mats.
My name is Cecilia. I'm a mom of 2 girls, a psychologist, and I choose to transform my PVC treatment.
No, not necessarily. Grade 1 is the common, and you'll see that everywhere. The grade 2 is slightly more uncommon. The grade 3 is rare. Where are you at Rankin, or are you at Edelman?
Hear my story.
Yeah, I'm in a completely different system. I'm in the system next door where we buy the mats. It's called Sarahath. It's in Squadron Bookmarks. Did you tell him how to do Squadron Bookmarks yet, Kyle? So I'll wait till you get back in your ship, but there's already preset bookmarks set up for all the stuff that we do, so you don't ever have to worry about losing them or whatever. Like Thor's carrier's on there, my carrier's on there. If you ever lost, you could just go straight to the carrier. And Cubeo, and then also where we pick mats up is there. All the stuff in game I put in Squadron Bookmarks. So Sarahath, let me see what I have it. So it's not going to do me good to explain it till you're in, unless you're watching me on Twitch. Yeah, I have it listed. There's. Oh shit. So it's there's actually two entries, or both of the same thing. I think one goes to just the system, the other one goes to the system and the station. But it's the map pickup for Cubeo or Sarahath, and then when you come into the system, the station that I'm at is Rankin orbital, and so there's a grade 2 pistol and a grade 2 Dominator suit. The Dominator suit is what you need for like the actual first-person shooter combat. Like, it's not just raiding settlements; it's actually like an organized PvE thing. But it gets a little bit more hairy than just the settlement stuff. You're in your ship. Okay, so if you hit 1, that's going to bring up your left panel. And if you go down to the galaxy map, it's on the left-hand side. Okay, so we go into galaxy map. And then, are you on controller or are you on keyboard mouse? Okay, so I know controller is just the left arrow. That goes to bookmarks. And then when you're at bookmarks, you see about halfway down, there's 3 green ones. Yeah, so those are the squadron ones. So the very top green one is the squadron systems. So there's Chris Galder, which is my carrier. There's Cubeo, and there's a bunch of other crap. But if you scroll all the way down to Sarahath, it's Sarahath, and you hold that down, it'll plot a course. And then when you get here, you want to hit 1 again, go to your navigation tab, and it'll be Rankin Orbital. And you just lock that in, land, disembark, and then go to Pioneer Supplies. Did you get any missions, Thor? Have you got? Did you get any good missions yet, or no? I'm gonna have to take 2 trips for this crappy little, like 13 million. Normally we try to get the 50 mil missions, and we'll stack them and share them with each other. So I don't know if you remember it when we were doing it before. So if all 3 of us get a 50 mil mission, we can share. Each one of us can share that with the other team, and so you go from making 50 mil to 150 mil, and they just keep stacking up. So you can actually get your carrier in very short period of time. Normally it takes months, over a year. Some people have been playing for years and still don't have a carrier. You can get a carrier as soon as a week to 2 weeks if you just grind it out. Like casual play, I think, what would you say, Thor, like 3 weeks? It's about how long it took to get yours. And carriers are really expensive, but they're nice to have. It's your own portable starbase, basically, wherever you go. Oh, okay. So go into your navigation and target something in that system, something that you can that's not obscured. Like look for one of the other bases or the nav beacon or something. Target that and see if you can see it. And what you're going to do once you can target it and see it, you're going to pop into Super Cruise, and then you're going to re-navigate to where you got to go, because that happens. Adamant's got a planet right next to it, and that happens because everything's orbiting, so it's constantly moving. One way to avoid that is to go into Super Cruise first. When you leave the station, go ahead and pop into Super Cruise without plotting anything, and then when you're in Super Cruise, go ahead and do your navigation, and then you can maneuver around the planet, because you're not going to maneuver around it in normal space unless you just want to sit there for 3 or 4 days. This is true. Well, we got to get your Guardian and your frameshift drive engineered so you can make longer jumps, Thor. Let me know whenever you want to go to the Guardian sites. We can take it doesn't matter if somebody's brand new, we can take them out there and unlock everything for them. Takes, I don't know, a couple hours. Once you're there, it takes a couple hours. It takes about, maybe, like in the Mandalay, you can get there in about, I don't know, 15 minutes jumping. Just need a couple SRVs and that's about it. You only have to, once you unlock it, you really only have to do it once, but there is a lot to unlock, but most people just go out once and unlock the booster, because it gives you 10 light year boost to any ship you put it on, and once you have it for everything. Well worth the pain in the ass. It's actually kind of cool because there's like a little puzzle that you have to do with your SRVs by shooting the electrical current on the pylons, and the pylons go up and a timer starts. You got to find the next pylon, shoot that, get everything energized, and then you have to do a couple things and get a module. Like anything in this game, it's fucking overly complicated, but it's worth it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a lot. It's not like, this isn't a speed game. you just you just get on and play and do what you can, and one day you'll get it. But once you got it, you kind of have a feeling of accomplishment, right? You put real work into it. Getting a carrier is something I thought I'd never have. I played for over a year and barely had a billion. And I was playing all the time. I just didn't know how to do it. So you learn from other people, or you learn from people in game, people in YouTube. But I think probably even before the Guardians, if you at least start getting the engineer unlocked at Felicity Farseer, because the nice thing about her is she unlocks like 4 or 5 different module upgrades. She only really goes to grade 5 on the FSDs, but you can unlock and get the experimentals on so many others. You have to be at an engineer to get the experimental. So for every upgrade to a module, so like the FSD, you can, one of the upgrades most people get is jump range. So it's a long range jump. And then the experimental you put on it is mass manager, which makes your ship's mass be less than it normally is. So also adds to your jump range. So you have to actually be there to unlock it. And that is a system you, unless you just really like PvP, you always go in a private group or solo because it's ganker heaven there.
You were not funny, dude. You're not. You're not funny. You're retarded. You're not funny.
Oh, I love it here. If it's MP, I like the, players are one thing. There's like a whole nother level, but like the NPCs, it's a blast. Um, you just got to be in the right ship.
Shut up. Ain't nothing that goddamn funny. Ain't nothing that goddamn
That Python Mark II, fun ship, and it has res, and you don't need any rank to unlock it. And honestly, even unengineered, that ship is so good. Engineered, it's a monster, but I mean, it holds its own. You know, bird.
It's obviously fucking hilarious.
See if we got any other missions here. That's a little better. The Mark V is real cool too, but it's still locked behind arcs. But the PMK, the Python Mark II, awesome ship for combat. It's not really good for much else. There's a Burt, finally. You bought a You bought a Python Mark II, didn't you, Thor? You want to have some fun, put some gimbaled frag cannons on that thing. Holy crap. Good times. This is the Milky. The game map is actually the Milky Way galaxy. If you go to Galaxy Map and zoom with your scroll wheel on your mouse and just keep scrolling, you'll see how big this place is. There's like 0.95% of the map's been discovered in 10 years. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's in Seoul. You need a permit to go there. It takes federal rank. Yeah, the Voyager. Oh yeah, the Voyager spacecraft is in game. You can actually fly up right next to it. Yep. Seoul. What's that? No, that's the shitty part. I wish that you could. Right? It's real. I did that in Flight Simulator. That's the only thing I did in Flight Simulator was go find my house. Oh, nice. Yeah.
And you crashed.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Wow. Have you got your map set to fastest route? It should be permanent. Okay. Have you upgraded the Anaconda at all? Did you A-rate it at all? Okay. Biggest thing here is going to be your FSD booster, because you're going to do combat if you get jumped by a pirate unless you jump away from them, which is entirely possible. But if just A rating the FSD booster is going to help a lot. Or not FSD, it's the FSD drive, not the booster.
To pay Dennis a little visit.
Yeah.
You sent your last tweet.
Were you just following that build I gave you, Thor?
My eye off the ball long enough.
Yeah.
I could have saved him, but you were like the king of bullshit.
Bullshit. Washington texted me saying he wants more money. And I don't have it. He said he'll post the videos tomorrow.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Because you meet him. And he'll get his money. Former reporter from where I worked out. This is my pay. I want it back.
How?
You said she can't swim?
Anytime he goes to the pool, he refuses to get into the water.
And Nick Driscoll it is. The shitty part when no one goes meet there tomorrow evening.
Where will you be?
Watching. Oh, come on. The minute you told me what he was doing, did you not think this could happen?
Never.
You're blackmailing me. He's blackmailing you. It has to end. Steal a bottle of vodka from the supermarket. Make sure he sees it. We need him out cold. Dennis. Do you want your friends to see those videos of you?
This is murder.
No, Dennis. This is freedom. If we don't do this, you'll spend the rest of your life in fear. I don't want that for you.
She can drink. Vodka won't cut it. My mother's slip disc will work. Her medicine cabinet is full of fingers. Super strong stuff. I'll crush them. Throw them in the booze. Should do the trick.
But how will you know how many to use?
I'll just know.
Jesus. You use them.
How do you think I sleep at night?
Just down the hall, starting cleaning kitchen for the tea. I'm tired, and
Took your time. Sorry. Oh, the bag. Sure, I gave you your money, didn't I? The bag. Your mommy sees you pulling your plum. I'm meant to be going to a party. So stay. No party here. Can we talk? No. Now fuck off.
it was like see it, look,
Mm-hmm.
like
It does.
I just looked down and he could see it. I was like, damn, it looks like
Sorry, O'Sheen.
Yeah, the first thing I do when you get the money to do it is get the ship up to spec, up to A rate. We call it A rating because not all, but most of the modules you're going to want to have A rated modules. Some of them you do D rated for lightweight, helps you jump farther. Yeah. So that's a good baseline to start, and then we'll start unlocking engineers, and that'll make it a lot more fun. The engineer, you can kind of tailor the ship to whatever you want to be doing with it. So whether it's combat or exploration or trading or whatever, you engineer the ship for the purpose. So
He should have deleted his Twitter account by now.
went out.
Bingo.
Oh yeah, I totally get that, man. Well, anytime you see me on, if you need a hand with anything, just holler.
Business owners have to lead by example. Work every day without excuses. Ending energy. That's hard when your accounting and payroll fights you. That's why we at Patriot Software make sure that our software is always a blessing to you.
Well, at least that way you'll have a pistol.
YouTube is the #1 movie in America. Tom goes next. Extra clear. It's the action franchise of the moment.
And
You're welcome to the
see if you got a Artemis suit and a Maverick suit too. I would get, if you don't have any of them, I would just grab a grade 1 so you have it, and then you go. Yeah, and then you just go over. There's looks like an ATM machine. You can set your loadout so it's similar to like a first-person shooter. You set your suit and your guns, and then you make a loadout for it, and then set that as your default loadout. And you can change your loadout in your ship too by hitting 3. You can change whatever loadouts you can swap between them.
Just keep it simple. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm here for you. Is there anything I can do? I mean, everything all right? Straight to your text. It sounded. I don't know. I need a favor. My name is.
The road's bad out your way, Thor.
I need you to write no bit. ASAP. Okay. Here goes. For who?
Really? Oh, were you up there today?
No, whatever it is, I'm here for you.
Ugh.
It's for Rocco. Sorry? Mr. President's dog. Look at the batteries.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
Toy truck, and you guys paws on the pork chop. Choked.
I'm all about that.
Poor thing's gone to the big kennel in the sky. And I told President we'd give Rocco a proper set. Hello, me. I told President
I remember fishing. It was fun.
He said it wasn't good enough. Threatening me. Works. I mean, I said I'd do anything. Promise to write a note for his dog. I know.
It's just,
That's something to do.
it's just chill out.
Can you see him?
Of course I can see him.
Awesome.
Is this a bit weak?
Are you still in your ship? All right, I'm gonna share one. This will be for. You'll have to come back to Edelman to turn it in. So to accept it, just hit 1 and go to transactions and accept it.
Is it okay if we publish an obit for a dog?
A dog?
There you go.
Room for a chair if they
You're on foot, aren't you, Thor?
Vera,
I'll wait for you.
leave.
It's a pain in the ass to accept that shit on foot.
My plan was foolproof.
Right. It's not much. It's like 12 mil. So
When's your birthday, Dennis?
I've got better.
You're 18th.
I've got better ones. Just
It's a couple of months now. No, please. Stay where you are. Oh, comfy.
right. I will never be in that place.
Everything worked out perfect.
Yeah, yeah, same, same.
But O'Sheen is still alive. I'm sorry. Okay. I couldn't live with his death on my hands. Your money got ruined in the water. O'Sheen gave me that, plus everything he ever stole from me. So you two are best buds now? I did CPR, ripped the shirt open and his chest was covered in burn marks. He was mortified. He never learned to swim because he didn't want anyone seeing his body. To learn that his father used him as a human ashtray. We talked for hours. He taught me like a totally different person. Everything was not for me. Okay if I'm dying. I didn't make him drink the booze. And I'm not the one who put the pills in the drink. If he had drowned, the water would have killed him. Along with his stupidity, but not me.
Why is that?
Who are you? You came to me. You wanted him dead. You say everything so matter of fact it almost makes sense. But the real fact is,
I don't have enough followers to be monetized anyway.
hey guys, I'm gonna show you. It's really cool. Take a look. My job is all over here. I write advances. Obituaries for people who haven't died yet. This is an obituary for a dog. I prepare for people's deaths so when they do die, I'm ready to go. I've told no one. Not about O'Sheen. Not about Mr. Medicine. Do you like it? You going to hurt it? Do you like it, Dennis? I left a blank bit where it says how your mother died. That's the bit I only find out at the end.
I would wait and try to just check stations here and there.
I swear I won't tell anyone. Please. No, please just tell me what hurt you.
The one I have is a plasma shotgun. I think it's called the Manticore. But I was using just like whatever I could find until I found that. So if you've played first-person shooters, you're gonna do just fine with whatever. This is, yeah, this is not as anywhere near that challenging unless you try to go on foot from the beginning. We wear them out with our SRB guns first, and then go in and mop up. Yeah, the little dune buggy rovers you get, they have Gatling guns on them. I would save your mats until you get a grade 3, though.
He did come back after all.
Oh, for like the skins and stuff.
I want to see what I'm dealing with.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh God. It's been in the sea.
The lake. Went fishing.
There are no fish in Lake Driscoll.
Wish someone had told me that. The only thing me and my mate got was this. All tangled up in the reeds.
This mate of yours. Can he keep his mouth shut?
Very Christ, you'll never hear from us again.
Yeah, so if I'm ever out like engineering or mat gathering or just farting around somewhere, I'll stop at stations and just check. Once in a while you get lucky. And I think there's a Discord or there's something maybe on the Elite forums where people are posting where they're finding stuff like what station and what system. I never really looked for it, but I've heard people talk about it, so that might be another thing too. It's not super important. It's not, unless you just really get into ground stuff, but most of the time should probably be on getting the ship engineers and that kind of stuff. But it's whatever you want to do. That's what I do like about this game, is whatever you want to do. They just give you the tools to do stuff, and here, have fun. Figure it out. Star Wallet. It's expensive. It's real money. Yeah, it's pretty, but you have to pay real money for ships. I think you can earn some in game too, but oh yeah, doesn't surprise me. It looks cool, but the problem is they also do server wipes. So you'll build up everything. I think you keep the ships you buy, but like you lose all your progress because it's still technically in beta. So you'll play for however long it is, and then they wipe everything and you start all over again. It doesn't sound like a good time to me. Yeah. I mean, it's popular. Oh yeah. Well, that was me for a long time too. Until it just got stupid. I just like, okay. I loved Modern Warfare when it came out. I loved it. Yeah, the original was amazing. Loved it. They wouldn't survive the lobby. Oh. Oh. Yeah, no doubt. So that quest I shared with you, or mission I shared with you, will be good for 30 days.
I'm old. There may be buttons that
Yeah.
have a fortune to me. He said he's old. You said you'd have to feel done in a day. Weather permitting. Depends on the weather. Fuck the weather. You're not getting a penny. What's he saying? What's he saying now? Tell me what he's saying! He says that the safety is on. Then he won't pay. That he should shut his eyes.
Yeah, the thing about Cubeo is you have to build rep to get the bigger missions, so it kind of takes money to make money. So you do a lot of donation missions and you take the reputation reward. So it's a greatly reduced monetary, but it boosts your rep up. And then you'll start getting ally with them, and you'll start getting the 50 mil missions. I got one half of one I'm gonna do, and then one run back, and I'll have a 50 mil mission ready. thing I like about it is there's always something to learn. I've been playing this game for 4 years, and I'm still learning all the time. It's just there's just so much depth to the content. Just when you think you got it down, you're like, oh, I was doing that wrong.
Sorry, I can't hear you. It's time you learn to speak for yourself.
Well, actually started on PlayStation about was it about 6, 7 years ago? So yeah, I ground out a cutter and a vet, and then started all over on PC. They stopped supporting consoles a while ago. Consoles don't get Odyssey. They can still play like the legacy, the front, regular base game. That's it. All right, man. It was good to see you on. Anytime. Happy to do it. It'll automatically take care of it.
Man looks on the outside like I feel on the inside.
I took lots of breaks. I don't know. I just keep coming back to it.
Thank you. Good job. God, that was That's what?
And now that Thor and I figured out how to make money, it's a lot more fun. You don't have to worry about money anymore.
I seem to have a habit of stealing. What's yours?
And anytime you want to make quick cash, if you get into mining, I'm buying tritium on my carrier for 2.5 times the market price. So it's a good way to make quick cash. It's like 98,000 a ton, something like that. Keeps my carrier stocked up.
You're good to me too. You're right. Of course you are. Lena, what's the nicest thing I've ever done for you?
Should say on Steam.
The girls at school got their hands on it. I read one page and took the rest.
Not sure.
You quoted lines from the very last chapter. I liked it. Let me into your head. It was terribly written and deeply moral.
Unless you got like a receipt in your cart. I don't know.
You were super smart.
Like from your wallet.
Hot. Which I was jealous of. And by the way, you played
Yeah.
for Emerson.
Like you'll have when you played it for the first time.
You two have more in common than we do. He thinks you're writing class. You're right.
Oh, you bought it and just never played it?
Whereas we have which I take over a Pulitzer any day of the week. She has no idea what a Pulitzer is.
She was just laughing. It's weird.
Discover the power of Cubeo.
You gonna come stay with me?
Lost 35 pounds.
You wanna come snuggle?
And some lost over 46 pounds.
And I'm keeping the weight off.
Damn.
Reducing my risk.
Yeah, you probably had it longer.
Medicine proven to reduce risk of major cardiovascular events such as death, heart attack,
It's been out 10 years.
heart disease, and obesity. Don't use Wegovy with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines or in children under 12. Don't take
The original Elite came out in, I think, 84.
Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery.
But this version's 10 years old.
Pregnant or planned. Stop taking if you're medical
Yes,
help
I
right
fix your
away
bed.
if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or any
You don't
of
want
these
to sit up
allergic
there? I'll
reactions.
fix it for you.
Serious
Good for
side effects may
you.
include pancreas inflammation and gallbladder
Okay.
problems. Call your prescriber if you have any of
Obviously,
these
I suck it.
symptoms.
I just don't know it.
Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with diabetes,
No
especially
shit.
if you take medicines to treat diabetes. Call your prescriber about vision
Got the
changes. Feel
diabetes.
your heart racing while you rest, or if you have mental changes.
Picking on me
Depression
again
or
about
thoughts
the
of
diabetes.
suicide may occur. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pain, flu or upset,
What is he
headache,
doing?
feeling tired, dizzy or
What
bloated,
is that?
gas, and heartburn. Some side effects lead to
Oh, there's
dehydration, which
something
may
under
cause
me, she
kidney
thinks.
problems.
With
She's come up
Wegovy,
and stuck his other in my leg.
ask keeping it simple.
Lowering my
What?
sleeping
Ain't nothing.
Ask your
Ain't
prescriber
nothing.
about Wegovy.
Hmm.
Ain't nothing there. Butt fart.
Clive's
Okay.
garage.
I tried Minecraft. I couldn't get into it.
Okay. Okay.
Clive's laptop belongs to the paper.
That's
It's gone
crazy,
to his
y'all. Has
files.
stuck her head under my blanket and is just standing here with her head under my blanket.
You were a solicitor, Morris. You know
Yeah?
where
Are you
everything is.
okay?
And all the work on Maria Reed will also at Stafford.
What do you think he smells? There's nothing down there. Mama sticky butt.
What are you going to do with all this tat? Tat? No, 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 no.
I go sleep. Maybe I'll let you
Here.
touch that.
Finally. My reading rubbish handle. What was your favourite part? This whole novel thing.
What can I
Why
do
not
to
call
make
it a
that
book?
work?
Because it's a novel.
On
What's the
themselves.
difference between a novel and a book? Book
They just
for
fell
one
off
thing,
again.
a
They
novel
fell right in
section.
the floor and then I went
So
so
why do they call it the Booker Prize?
like a bad fucking joke.
Hmm.
I think Mal needs a win, so I'll give it to her. My favourite part of your novel was when the little girl shot that deer. George Slammon, the drunk driving kid killer. What? No way. What is it? He's out.
Silver.
Yeah. 10 years did Slammon good behaviour or something. Didn't you No. Leonard. He stole these books by Leonard contents. I never let him feel them. No. George. Would never have the time of his life. He's a murderer. He never believes what our cake is. Well, remind me never to make any new review. Oh, yes. Finding my next victim has been torture. And then the world places a most deserving one right in front of me. But I need to be sure before I kill them. Who is it? Dad. Checking books.
I need to bring up Maria Reed with you.
What you can't tell him I told you he hired her.
Use that big brain of yours.
Did I ever tell you I did an online course once?
Yeah.
Forgery.
They teach that now.
Yeah. Maybe I can help you.
I'll pick up this second half of this Burt one, Thor, and I'll have another 50 mil for you.
I was looking for you.
Snap.
You first.
George Slammon.
Yeah, I heard he'd get out.
I want to do a prison system piece.
Right.
So I had a look at the obits for Father and Lord. This Patricia Ripley, who wrote them. Any chance of a word? She seemed, I know.
But yeah, anytime you need a hand, man, just holler.
Older woman. Never met. Talked via P.O. box.
It's
Have a good
odd
night.
because I found this stuck to one of those obits. Just been informed for something.
All right. Super Cruise. Well, it didn't make the top 10 for Aisling, but that's close. It was like one tick below top 10 agents. If I'd have mined one more night, I might have had it. I just got so tired of mining. But it really, like, if you want to unlock the power play stuff, Paisia mining and selling in that station, you sell for 10 tons at a time. Holy crap.
This prison story.
Like, I filled the cutter up, which is 512 tons. And then I filled the hopper up, which is another 10 tons on top of that. And I got 9 levels for about 3.5 hours work. And I was super casual, getting up and not really grinding hard, just like whatever. 9 levels.
Well, it's a shitty book I'd have to keep you out of.
I went and bought a whole bunch of power play stuff, but I haven't used any of it yet.
Off the record, if you tell me everything, you want something in return.
I wanted to build the funds up a little bit for the colonization update,
This town's full.
and everything that I've seen so far is it's not going to be as expensive as a fleet carrier. It's still going to be expensive, but not as expensive as a carrier. So if it's like $2 or $3 bill, we can easily do that. Have you seen anything on it yet? Have you watched any videos on it? So apparently you get a colonization beacon and you deploy it. It's right now it's like a 10 light year limit from a occupied system. I think they're going to increase that though. They're going to have to. So anyway, you get within the required range of the of an occupied system. You go to an unoccupied system and deploy the colonization beacon, and then a ship comes in and you actually run supplies and build out the star base yourself. And you get to choose what kind of base it is, and then you can do ground bases, you can do everything, and you actually set up the economy in your own system. So you run it, you know, and then it becomes self-sustaining. The NPCs start doing things too and mining, and then the system is, the colonization beacon turns into the regular navigation beacon, and then you can go another 10 light years or whatever it is and start another one, and you can daisy chain through the black, creating new systems. Like you can even pick the kind of base that's going to be on the ground too, and you can, I think you can enhance them, like make them higher grade bases. It looked really interesting.
To relieve your cold and flu symptoms. Both help you get to sleep. Mucinex is uniquely formulated to leave your system faster so you wake up ready to go. Going to work, Rocky? Oh, no. Try Mucinex night shift and feel the difference. Oh, it's comeback season.
Depend keeps you drier than ever.
Let's
So
see.
you can say yes to more than ever.
Finish the Burt. It's 217.
No. Depend. The only thing stronger than us is you.
There's the Burt. Yeah, I'm gonna head out soon too. I'm gonna get the stuff I got that's got a 23-hour limit wrapped up, and I'm gonna probably call it too. I'm tired. Let's see.
An hour spent typing and deleting. What's stopping me from going to
Oh yeah, man.
Don't give me this done his time.
All right, so there's
He deserves it.
gold and silver. Oh yeah, definitely.
Worked in, you're not in.
Emerson. He's doing a thing on prisoner forms that I give him a hand.
How many landlings on you take much? I think he takes a piss.
You wouldn't worry. Not much help. I mean,
There's
it's not like
50.
I've been to prison.
5.
Interviewing George Slavitt.
I'm just going to clear out some missions real quick, buying mats for them, and then I'll head back and share with you.
People like you can't be reformed, can they?
I think that's where you and I differ.
He killed a father and daughter.
Technically.
What? The man was driving.
Influence. Alcohol messes with your judgment.
Yeah, it really is.
People do things that are completely out of character. And the last time I looked,
Driving is exhausting, you know, especially dealing with
Dad, are you
long distance, and then you got all the idiots on the road.
what it could be. Why?
because it messes with your judgment. So everything you just said, I can ignore. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, the snow don't bother me. It's the other morons.
Expert on it.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I do know someone who is.
Oh wow. Damn.
Sorry for the short notice. It's fine. It's quiet around here. Come on in.
I remember they thought this was like the most amazing way to grind merits. I'm like, no. No, it's not. It's nice. While you're doing one thing, you get a little extra.
Dad rarely brings it up. I think he thinks I blame myself for her death.
I set my goal. I wanted to get pacifier cannons, pacifier fragment cannons unlocked because they're supposed to be amazing. And
I want to string it
once they did that, I was like, all right. I was gonna try to go straight to 100, but I'm like,
like you're going through the
there's only one other weapon, and it's kind of crappy. So I'm like, I'll get it when I get it.
I've tried every bit of going. They gave me blackouts. I've lost whole chunks in my past.
So pacifiers are like, you know, a frag cannon's like a shotgun. It shoots out multiple pellets of whatever it is, and they're like a sawed-off shotgun. You got to get within, you know, 1,000 kilometers or less for them to be effective. So you got to get real close. And if you don't get close, like it has a real bad fall off distance. So if you don't get close, you're only going to hit them with 1 or 2 pellets. You're not going to hit them with all of it. The pacifiers are like a full choke shotgun. So
Say I've not forgiven him. Say
a lot
every
more
day he's
concentrated
alive, I'm
fire.
dead.
And it goes slightly longer distance before the damage fall off. The only problem is they're fixed only. Well, if you're not used to fixed weapons, that can be challenging. I had fixed weapons on the PMK2, and I was doing okay with them, getting used to it, getting used to plazas and getting used to railguns. I read somewhere somebody said try gimbaled frag cannons. So when I was building out the Mark V, I put gimbaled frag cannons on it just to try it. And dude, the difference is night and day. For like, I'm not that good, so it really helps.
What's missing?
So I put gimbal frag cannons on the PMK2,
Didn't seem to have homework.
took the fixed off, put gimbaled on, and wow, what a difference.
Put a smile on your face.
Now, if you're a good pilot,
Elvira,
you're good at dogfighting, the fixed weapons
researcher subject.
do more damage,
Says you.
and they're not affected by chaff. So
Who'd have thought there were so many good
it's a goal, is to get better with fixed weapons. But
looking for? We'll try to keep them ourselves.
for now, I'm having fun with the gimbals.
Tell me.
It's just nice to have somebody on here. It's not just me. We got 2 other squad mates, but I think our schedules don't align or something. I never see them on.
Is that on the record?
Jesus Christ, Emerson.
I wrote them. I told them, look, just this is the playtimes I'm on. If you need help,
Do you
holler.
know Valerie? Wow. Well, could you?
And on Twitch, the only people that really, I've had a couple people actually talk and be pretty cool, and then one person trying to sell me their Twitch graphic layers for the channel, and another one trying to get me to join his squadron, and I'm like, no.
Maria went into the woods
Because Mallory stole her bike, Huey.
because I paid Mallory
But the couple have been pretty cool talking.
Oh, you know. I just wanted to slip her for me.
Do you remember
Instead, I sent her to her death.
Zyhad from the old squadron?
I never cut that out.
He was only there briefly. I don't know if he was there when you were there.
This is why
Really nice
I
guy.
suffered murder.
But he's an opposite faction. He's not Aisling. And I was out farming in his system, so I was hostile.
Critics can't get enough of one of them days.
And I'm like trying to be real careful, right? Like I'm not trying to PvP you, dude. And he was really cool. We were pretty much two different factions working together, so that was pretty cool.
Takes a toll on your family because you can't turn off your business brain when
There's a big mega ship that spawns out there in his system, and
you are under control.
the faction that it was, I think, I'm not really, power play is something I'm not sure about yet. Anyway, we were all getting merits for attacking the ships that were attacking the mega ship, so it was all good.
Powers, tractor supplies, stores nationwide with reliable 5G business internet.
From what I understand, he's a pretty good PvPer, so I'm just like, I ain't trying to go down that road again.
When my hair started to thin, I thought
Really nice guy.
After I gave birth, my hair wasn't even thin yet. It was gone.
I spoke to my dermatologist. He immediately
For fuck's sakes, I'm right at the station and it's got me stuck. And I DC'd.
in 3 months, my
Piece
hair
of
was
shit.
fuller.
It's longer. It's
1
so much
second.
thicker.
I had more scalp coverage. Just so nice to notice for my hair after having it for so many years.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com.
Never fails. Trying to finish up. DC. Now wait 15 minutes staring at this hologram.
I need to get to know George better. Then I can decide his fate. Die or live, George. You tell me.
Yeah, I made this channel on Discord, so if somebody didn't want their
Worse than prison.
voice put through, that they know that this is the channel I'm doing that in.
Just give me a sign. Something that
Fuck's
says you're
sakes, this
sorry
thing gonna
that
make me
I wasn't
reboot.
you. My God. What type of man are you? Wait.
I started a YouTube channel too. I don't know if you saw it yet.
Remembers the iron is on and runs back home to.
Murder Crow Squadron. I'm gonna have to log all the way out and all the way in. This thing's. So I've been posting some of the Twitches there. But the last one I did was Hazres. If you want to see those frag cannons on a PMK2, it's fun.
What are you going to do? Shock me to death? That yoke's dangerous, you know. It's modified. Do you even know how to use that?
Sexist pig. No, I don't. I mean, is this thing even on?
Alright, try this again. It gets stuck, like you DC and then you just can't log back in again. You have to log all the way back out. I don't know what is up with it. How's your laptop? Is it playing it? I mean, other than the inherent bullshit with what we're dealing with. Yeah. playing it fine? That's awesome. It's like I would love to have a desktop again, but I like sitting on the couch. Are you?
My happy memory.
It is.
You don't give up, do you?
All right, I'm back finally. That's what they said. Why? Oh, really? Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. Both of them work. Like, she deals with the public all the time, too. All right, I'm heading in finally. Sorry about that. When you want to work on engineers, man, it's going to make your life a lot easier. I only have a couple hours, but so you know how to use the crafting list on Inara? So what you want to do, I'm going to tab over to Inara. Have you got Inara up on another window or anything? You can go there. So Inara updates on its own, but it's kind of slow. You can manually push the update, but you can only do it, I think, once every 15 minutes. But if you go to your commander screen, like your main screen where it says your name up above and it's got ranks, reputation, blah, 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 there's a blue bar below that that says import game data. And you want to click it. And that's going to refresh. And it's still not like your ships for some reason. Like if you just engineered them, it doesn't pick up on them right away. But it does pick up the crafting list for the most part right away. And that's the part that counts. Let me know when you got it up. I'll walk you through something real quick. Okay. All right, so go to crafting list. And underneath crafting list, you're going to have blueprints, personal equipment, synthesis, tech broker. Right. So go to blueprint, or actually want to, go to blueprints. So blueprints are the module and the engineering that you want to do to that module. And you can add the blueprint to your crafting list. So if you click add blueprint and come down custom name, don't worry about that. But blueprint type, you want to click that and go down to frame shift drive, increased range. Do you see it? Increased range. And when you click that, it's going to open up another window. And so you don't have any engineering, so the default is fine. Current grade is 0, and your target grade is 5. 5 is the highest. And you only need one repetition of it. And underneath blueprint type, you'll see a thing called experimental effect. That's what I was telling him. You can only add the experimentals at the engineer station. So for frameshift drive, you want mass manager.
He's as disgusting as his
And then when you get both of those, all that selected, click add. And it's going to add that to your blueprint list.
something that no one else knows he did.
So when you go back to your blueprint list,
It's not something I can
let me know when you're there.
Verify.
Scroll down to see frameshift drive, increased range, mass manager. It tells you the engineer. It's Felicity.
knew it. He did deserve to die.
It's the only thing you got? Okay. I got like 50 of them on here. Engineers Felicity Farseer. And then the components. So if everything's blue, you got all the components you need. And it off to the right of each one of those mats, it tells you how many you have, and then a slash how many you need. So the stuff that's in red are mats that you need.
George's eulogy. If you could write it for me.
I wouldn't know where to start.
I just want to sound good.
I'm not a fucking magician.
Pick a friend, yeah? Write about her.
I don't have
Okay.
any friends.
Great. Imagine her dead. Then write about it. I'll do the rest.
So I can manganese, yeah. So there's 3 kinds of engineering mats. And if you click on each one of those, it'll tell you what it is. So atypical disrupted wake echoes, it tells you the type is encoded. So that means it's data. Okay? So that's the first kind. If you go back to the blueprint, the other types are manufactured and raw.
My name is Cecilia.
So
I'm a
like,
wheelchair girls, a psychologist, and I
let me
choose
find
to
it
transform
again.
my PVC treatment journey with
Like,
for people
so the
like
scan
Cecilia,
ones, just me looking at this,
PVC treatment,
atypical disrupted wake echoes are encoded.
prescription medicine,
Strange wake solutions are encoded. Eccentric hyperspace trajectories are encoded. Data mine wake exceptions are encoded. So those are the encoded ones you get.
tell your doctor if you experience
And then
a serious reaction
chemical
like that.
processors,
Taking that Curgo may increase
chemical
your risk of
distilleries,
Alzheimer's. Taking that Curgo,
chemical
tell your doctor
manipulators,
if you have advanced
those are, and galvanizing alloys, those are all manufactured. And then the third type is raw, so that's like minerals, right? So
Hear my story.
manufacturers like ship parts.
Effect, and a Curgo
Raw is like phosphorus, manganese, arsenic. So being that you don't have really any engineering mats built up, I can take you to a site. It's called the Jameson Crash Site. We go down and land. There's a crashed ship there, and there's 4 or 5 points you can scan in your SRV, and you just scan them and scan them and scan them until you get full. You can also get those rewards doing Cubeo. So like Cubeo engineering rewards, you'll see, and it doesn't, you don't have to get the exact ones that the engineering thing is asking for. You can go to a mat trader. So there's 3 different kinds of mats. There's 3 different kinds of mat traders. And so if say you got a whole bunch of one thing that you really don't need and you don't have any of the one you do need, you can trade them at the mat trader. So you trade down or trade up or trade even, and that way you can get the mats that you actually need. So say you got a big surplus of stuff that you don't need, you're going to use that as like a feeder to build up the ones you do. And you can do that with all 3 of them. So before we go out there to Felicity, we're going to have to build your mats up, because there's no point in going there if you don't have the mats to do it. So what this Inara blueprint thing does is it gives you a guide, so you know ahead of time that you got enough mats to go from 0 to 5 and put the experimental on. And gathering the mats, raw is kind of a pain in the ass. I highly suggest doing Cubeo. And anytime you see even like the easy missions, like the little cobalts and stuff that we get, they're only like 1 or 2 million, but they have engineering mats, that little nut on there for a quest reward, mission reward. Take them. Take all the engineering ones. Because you're still going to get some money, but those engineering mats are worth its weight in gold, because otherwise you got to go farm them, and it's a pain in the ass. The fastest way to get them is doing Cubeo. Build the mats up, and you can build all 3 of them doing Cubeo runs. You can get the data, the encoded stuff, you can get the manufactured, and you can get the raw. The only one I really ever have to farm are manufactured, because that seems to be the one that takes the most, and I can show you how to do that. But like run Cubeo like crazy and get your mats built up. It's worth it. The difference between an engineered ship and a non-engineered ship is night and day.
Excuse me, let's get the fuck out of here.
Alright, so let's see, here comes the Burt. So this one has, the Burt has selenium as a reward. I'm going to share it here real quick. So if I were you, I would take the selenium, and it gives you 12 of them.
The man slaughtered her family and she gets up and says that. I thought what she said was lovely.
And you can take that selenium. The selenium is a grade 4 or 5. I can't remember raw. I think raw goes to 4. It's a grade 4 mat. So to trade down to like chemical processors, which is a grade 2, if you trade the grade 4 down, you're going to get like 3 or 4 times the amount. It's not a 1-to-1 trade. It's like 3 or 4 times the amount per trade. If you're trading up, then it takes more to do it. Did you get the? Did you accept it?
He said he'd take care of it.
Okay, one sec. I know it's confusing. Once you do it a couple times, you'll be like, oh, it's no big deal. It sounds a lot more confusing than it is.
Why didn't he tell me this before? Why should I? Because then I wouldn't have.
Let's see if I got anything else to share. I don't think I do.
You weren't to know. It's not your fault.
Indite, but I don't have enough indite yet.
For her to give any.
Yeah, everything else I got is tiny missions. So that's the only one I got to share.
Yeah, of course I do. What about me? What about you? Say I did something like that to you. Would you be able to forgive me? Like what? Hypothetically. Say I did something to you. Awful.
I always take the engineering mats.
If I asked your forgiveness,
Always.
would you give it to me?
It keeps you topped up.
I need to know what it was.
Because all of that is just for your frame shift drive module. You get all kinds of other modules to do.
What did you do? Okay. How about this? Go on. I know. I cock blocked you. Cock what? So take him then. Yeah? Take who? Emerson. He's all yours. Wait. What do you mean? I mean, then we're even. And I can stop feeling guilty. Listen to yourself. Do you like him or not? He's a friend and a colleague. Mallory, you've lost it. Just have him. Go on. Then we're even, and I can forget about all this. Mallory, I don't know what you told me. Please, Elvira, just fucking forgive me. I can't forgive you for something I don't know. Is it your last chance? Oh, is it now? This sounds gonna be.
It seems like I get more engineering mats from the little baby missions.
Or I can go home and do things to him that maybe I'll never hear. Your call.
The Burt usually gives you like grade 4 or 5,
And do what you
which
do
is
best.
really nice to get.
Okay. I offered. They weren't even.
You've blown this out of proportion. We're gonna chalk this down to drink, right? Chalk it down to whatever. Only get your own
I got
fun.
one mission left, and I got
Just so you know, the fucking prize
6.5
you
days
paid
on
us
it, so
for the company
I'm gonna
that's
let that one
sponsored
ride.
this has nothing to do with books.
But yeah, so
You owe me money.
like the blueprints I sent you or the builds I send you, if you click the little engineering part of each module, you can then go into your blueprint list and add them, just like you just added the frame shift drive. and you can kind of get an idea of how many things you're going to need. It usually takes me a day or two to engineer a ship, and I just take my carrier. You have to run and get more manufactured stuff all the time. So I'll jump my carrier to the engineer system, then use my Mandalay to go get the manufactured stuff, and fly the Mandalay back, and then fly the ship I'm going to engineer down to the engineer base. They're all ground-based. Engineers are all, except for Seoul, and I think there's one at Jameson, but they're not the main ones. Felicity should be the first one that you unlock. But she's going to give you. You can get grade 1 dirty drag drives there, which are your thrusters. Going to make your ship handle way better, and it helps a lot. It's super confusing at first, but like I said, you do it a couple times, and you're going to be like, no big deal. But the biggest thing, just to save yourself the heartache of going to all the trouble to land at the engineer planet and then be one match short, and you can't do it, that sucks. So I always use this as like a shopping list and make sure I have more than enough. I usually don't even go like, say they tell you you need 6, I usually get 8. Not that you need it, it's just like I want to make sure I have enough, because especially if you're engineering an entire ship, some modules engineering are going to use the same mats between the two. So you use your mats up on one and you think you've got enough for the X module, only to be pissed off when you get there and you can't do it. So yeah, so it's a take your time thing. Like, you want to plan your build out for what you want to do, and then engineer accordingly. It's like combat ships. Some combat ships are shield tanks, where super strong shields, and you've engineered the shields to be that way. And some are hull tanks, where the shield is either a biweave or you're running shieldless, and all your engineering is in your hull. It just depends on what you want. Like my mining ship, I engineered the power and the power plant and the power distributor, so that my mining lasers, I can burn them longer. I can burn an asteroid from 100 to 0, usually in one full charge. So I just hold the trigger down the whole time and just burn the asteroid down. Well, without the engineering, I would have to start and stop like 4 or 5 times, let my lasers cool off, and then go back. So with the engineering, you just burn them. I'll run into one or two once in a while that I'll get to like 4%, and I gotta let them cool for like 2 seconds and then hit it. Well, without the engineering, I'd be doing that way more. It'd take way longer. So. And the cool thing, once you engineer something to grade 5, you can do what they call pin it. You can pin the blueprint. So you have access to that blueprint anywhere in the game. Any starbase, your carrier, you can do it right on your carrier. The only thing you can't do is the experimentals. So say you only got the mats to do grade 1 and an experimental, or whatever. As long as you get the experimental, if you have that thing pinned to a grade 5 already, you can go later and get mats and not have to go to the engineer. You can just go all the way to grade 5 sitting on your carrier. You've already got the experimental on it. The experimental is probably the most important thing, because that's what changes the module more than the grade. The grade makes it stronger, or whatever, lighter or faster or whatever, but the experimental actually adds a different effect to it. So the experimental is more important, I think. So even having a grade 1 with an experimental, it's better than a grade 5 without it. So like, even if you can only do, your frameshift drive to 5 and mass manager, and then your dirty drag drives to 1, it's going to be better than like grade 5 drives without the experimental. It's worth it. Have I totally confused you? You're like, dude, I'm tired. I can't fucking think about this shit right now. So anyway, with that said, I'm gonna call it.
For the first time since.
Well,
I thought it might.
yeah, mine too. I
But I just felt the same. I was with my head on the
like
pills.
when,
Vera, take a deep breath.
yeah, right.
Inhale
I
through your nose.
absolutely no.